Hi everybody, welcome to Sukh Vibes. In today's video, we are going to cover 10 questions related to topic cyclists, which falls under the main topic of other road traffic, specific and behavior. So let's start. You want to overtake cyclists. What should be noted when selecting the distance between the cyclist and the car? So the distance is, if you are inside a city, then the distance between you and the cyclist should be 1.5 meter. And if you are outside, then the distance between you and the cyclist should be 2.0 meter, so 2 meters. Let me also show you here. You may only overtake cyclists in built-up areas with at least 1.5 meter side clearance. Outside towns, the distance must be 2 meters. So you have to remember 1.5 meter in built-up areas, 2 meter outside built-up areas. If this gap cannot be observed due to oncoming traffic, overtaking is prohibited. This is a rule. 1.0 meter between the cyclist and the car is always sufficient. This is wrong. Inside it's 1.5 meter, outside it's 2 meter. How the cyclists are acting? Yes. The speed of my vehicle? Yes. So whenever you want to overtake the cyclist, how fast you are driving your vehicle and how the cyclists are acting. Both these factors, they decide how much distance you should maintain between the cyclist and the car. But the minimum should be 1.5 meter inside city and 2 meter outside city. Moving towards the next, you are driving on a road that has protective lane for cyclists. How may you use the protective lane? So if you see the figure, this is the protective lane. How can you use it? You can drive on this protective lane whenever it is required, but it is not allowed to stop or park on this protective lane. Let's look at the options. If there is no risk to cyclists, I may drive on the protective lane when necessary. This is correct. You may drive whenever it's necessary. Park on the protective lane, stop on the protective lane, these options are the incorrect ones. Only you can drive whenever it is necessary. Moving towards the next, please start the film to familiarize yourself with the situation. So what we see over here, we are inside the city. Pay attention to this traffic sign. It's a 30 zone and the road is going to be narrow. And on the cyclist path, you can see the cyclist, who is now behind this yellow vehicle. Let's watch it once again. We are inside the city. There is a marking for road narrowing and the 30 zone. And on the side, you can see a cyclist who is now being covered by this yellow vehicle. How you have to act? Why must you slow down here and be ready to brake? First reason is the road is going to be narrow. Second, for the cyclist, there is no cyclist path, so he is going to enter the road. Because of the green vehicle, no, green vehicle is here. Because of the cyclist, yes. As I said, for the cyclist, the path is going to be end. He is going to step onto the road. Pedestrian, no, pedestrian is here. Let's check our answer. It's correct. Moving towards the next. When could a dangerous situation arise here? So what we see here, so this question is similar to the previous question. What we see, a cyclist on the cyclist path. There is a blue sign which says this is a cyclist path. It's a mandatory cyclist path and it has to be followed. Above the cyclist path sign, there is a no overtaking zone. Now, how the dangerous situation could arise? Let's look at the options. If the cyclist stops at the end of the cycle path, there is no danger. Then we will pass by the cyclist. If the cyclist changes to my lane, yes. If the cyclist changes to your lane, for example here, the cycle path is ending, and if he changes to your lane, then it could be the dangerous situation. If I continue driving at the same speed, then again it could be a dangerous situation. So if you see here, the cycle path is going to end. The dangerous situation could arise if the cyclist change towards your lane and you continue driving on the same speed. Important thing over here is you have to slow down. Moving to the next. What should you note about electric bicycles, e-bikes participating in road traffic? So you guys are already familiar with e-bikes. So what should you note about them? E-bikes can look very similar to conventional bicycles. This is correct. E-bikes can be deceptively fast. This means that you are not able to anticipate how fast they are going to move. E-bikes can be easily recognized due to their engine noise? No. So e-bikes are deceptively fast and they look very similar to conventional bicycles. You want to overtake cyclists on a narrow road. The road is narrow. The width of the road means that the maximum possible space between them and the car is 50 centimeter. So the distance between the car and the cyclist is 50 centimeter. What should you do? If you remember, if you are inside the built-up areas, the distance between you and the cyclist should be 1.5 meter. And if you are outside, the distance between you and the cyclist should be 2 meter. 50 centimeter is very less. I give a short warning signal before overtaking. Wrong. I overtake at a moderate speed. No. I refrain from overtaking. This is correct. You are not allowed to overtake because the distance is very less. A group of children are cycling on a cycle path that ends. What do you have to reckon with? What do you have to consider? That the children will get off their bicycles and wait until the roadway is clear? This is not correct. Because kids, they are unpredictable. You can't anticipate that they are going to get off their bicycles and wait until the roadway is clear. Will move too far onto the roadway? This can happen if the cycle path has been ended. Maybe they will move too far onto the roadway. They may enter into your lane. Will move onto the roadway without paying attention? This is also correct. For children, you could anticipate any kind of behavior. You want to overtake, what should you be prepared for now? So what we see here, in front of us, there are two cyclists. There is a cyclist who has given the signal. Most probably he's going to stop here and talk to this man. And this cyclist has given the signal that he wants to cross the road. He will turn towards the left side. The cyclist in the distance pulls out to the left. This is correct because this cyclist has already given the signal that he wants to pull to the left. The cyclist directly in front of me stops on the roadway. This could happen because this cyclist has given the signal and he is talking to this person. So he might stop. The blue car overtakes me. The blue car is too far from us. Please start the film to familiarize yourself with the situation. So what we see, a mandatory cyclist and pedestrian path. We are inside the city, we are on the priority road, but along our side there is also a cyclist path. And on the way of the cyclist there is obstruction. So you can see from the behavior of the cyclist that he is going to enter onto our lane. Let's watch it once again. We are on the priority road and along our side there is a mandatory cyclist and pedestrian path. From this sign you can see, this blue one. And here is the cyclist who is moving. He is having the obstruction and now he is going to turn onto our lane. Two problems. What is the right course of action now? I continue braking. This is right course of action. Otherwise it could cause collision between you and the cyclist. I move into the left hand lane. No, this is not safe to do so because in the central mirror you can see there is a car following you. Also from the side mirror you can see. I continue driving as before. If you continue driving as before, for sure it's going to be an accident. Moving towards the last question. What kind of behavior must you anticipate from cyclists? Cyclists use no lights when it is dark. This could happen. Cyclists use one-way roads in both directions. Yes, because there is a sign. Let me show you. For example, here is a one-way road, Einbahnstraße, but for the cyclist, they are allowed to use both the directions of the road. Cyclists can use one-way streets opposite to the driving direction if this is allowed by an additional sign. So this is an additional sign. Though it's a one-way, for the cyclist, they can ride in both directions. It's allowed for them. The wrong side of cycle path, this is also correct because for the cyclist, you could anticipate any kind of behavior. Let's check our answer. Our answer is correct. So this completes 10 questions from the topic cyclists. Thanks for watching. If you have liked my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. If you're interested in any particular topic, please feel free to write in comment section. Take care. See you next time.